So I should probably preface this by saying I don't really know much about this guy going into this video. Like, the most I've seen of him was probably like a Moist Critical video explaining how he takes the blood of his son or something like that. But that's really all I knew. Just like, he's trying to live forever, he's a millionaire, and he potentially takes the blood of his child. But from his explanation in the Jubilee video, it sounds like that the whole thing might have been taken out of context anyways, or like he was saying he gives the blood to his dad, or I don't know about all that. And from the Straight Arrow News, it seemed like something that does have a little bit of scientific research to back it. Still kind of weird, but again, all these millionaires are kind of weird. Or should I say billionaires? He's probably a billionaire. Anyways, so yeah, I haven't watched his documentary they kept mentioning. I don't subscribe to the Don't Die program newsletter or whatever it is, and I have no idea if he has some cursed tweet from 10 years ago that would make all of this age terribly. But purely based on this video and the slight knowledge I know, he actually seems like a pretty chill guy, or for what he could be. Like, he's someone, from his explanation of his life, someone who had a really hard life growing up, just until a couple of years ago, or whenever he became rich. But for a majority of his life, he really struggled, just like many of us currently are struggling, because life is just a struggle for the 99.9% of humans on this earth. But again, he was lucky enough to make it out with enough money to escape that reality. So props to him. Hard work. I suppose. I assume it was hard work. I don't even know what his company is. Maybe I shouldn't even be making this video, but I watched the whole thing, and he brought up some really interesting points that I felt like I wanted to talk about. Okay, so Bryan Johnson, now deathly afraid of death itself, probably because he finally loves life with all this money. He's basically trying to avoid death altogether, or at least live for as long as he can. It is funny though how I'm starting to realize all these Silicon Valley guys, all these rich tech billionaires, somehow love to loop it back to AI. Like, I generally did not expect his core belief that like we're the first generation not to die revolves entirely around the incoming AGI god that is supposedly going to solve the problem of like life itself. Like, it's going to solve life. I mean, technology is evolving at an insane rate. Don't get me wrong. I forget what the statistic is, or like it pretty much just doubles every generation or something like that with its advancements. And yeah, maybe one day what he preaches could be true about AGI and that we could live forever. But I really disagree that it's happening now. That, like I said, I think he's just afraid of being left behind. Like, I don't think we are the first generation. I mean, ChatGPT can barely do modern day news, so it's like, I don't think we're gonna solve death anytime soon. But they're clearly trying, because so many of these Silicon Valley guys are just terrified of death. It's honestly kind of humbling that even the very top of the economic ladder, even when they're way more intelligent than I could ever be and create things that are pretty mind-blowing on its base level, they still fear the exact same thing we all do, which is death. Also, like in the video, when someone pointed out, or maybe it was one main guy, I think, he pointed out how this whole AGI-related faith is basically just sounds like religion with a new coat of paint, with a modern lens. That's all just pretty much faith in this idea that will solve all the problems here and in the future. And I honestly agree with that guy's take more than we're gonna live forever. Okay, reeling it back into Bryan himself, and despite what that one lady was saying, the one very clearly there to farm clips and vent her frustration with the world, I think Bryan actually has a solid grasp on what's good for the human body. Like, it's all basic things. Like, the more you learn, the more self-help books you read, it's really just like you could condense it to an email. There's very clearly things that are good for us and bad for us. Like, we do need sleep. We do need to eat better, not fast food. And we do have the power to like stop these companies from abusing us. Like, there are so many of us. There's only a few CEOs. We can choose where we want to eat. I don't know why so many of these people have this idea that we don't have the power to like make change. And I do want to go on a quick rant here, so stay with me. I really wish that lady, I think her name was Chelsea or something like that, had realized that we do have power in this life. You don't have to be the victim in every situation and blame literally everything else for your problems. Blame everything else but yourself. And yeah, I know there are people out there with almost no free time. College students with a job, 2 jobs, doctors working overtime, a single mother with multiple kids. Like, that's real. And Bryan acknowledges this. And this is the reality for a lot of people. They might have no free time whatsoever, and they're doing their best, and you can only praise them for just keep on pushing and trying. But I do think the average person can stop doom scrolling and get better sleep if they genuinely try. Like, I know there are so many health things that I could be doing better and that I know I have the time to do, but because we're human, we fail way more times than we succeed, and that's fine. Life is ultimately, meaningless on a grand scheme, if you ask me personally. Again, I'm not a religious person, so if you are, that does answer some of those questions for you. So life might have a little more purpose, so props. But overall, I think you might as well try your best and live as happy as a life as you can. And I think that's really what Bryan is getting at. You see how I brought that back around? Hold your applause. Anyways, while I like that he walked away knowing he could communicate his message better to the average person, I also appreciate that he knows people can't follow his exact routine. He knows everyone's situation is different, and honestly, a lot of these influencer people, quote unquote, aren't like that. They give you strict rules, and if you don't hit them, you fail. You're a bad person. You're not grinding hard enough. But just do what you can, and that's all anyone can ask of you. Like he said, sometimes you just need someone in your life to be that helpful hand, keeping you on a better path, telling you the good things. I wish I had friends like this. I think a big point in a lot of self-help books, and I haven't read a ton, but it's just like surround your people with that will make you want to improve. Like, you are your friend group, so make your friend group as good as possible. Okay, anything else I want to mention about this video? Well, can we solve death? I don't think so. I think cancer is probably going to get us all eventually, depending how long you live. But I guess you could solve cancer. But we're also just meat bags slowly like dissolving. But I guess robotics or organ transplants could maybe push the timeline. It's possible, I guess, technically. I think it gets to a point where, like, are we even human? And also, do we even want to live forever? Like, a lot of the main themes of this video, I'm surprised this video was so long, honestly. He was kind of just repeating the same things. Again, good things, but like, there wasn't much of a debate, Like, I think it was kind of a hard thing to debate, if it was supposed to be a debate. That's what I assume these surrounded videos are. But it's like, if you want to live forever, that's good, but you also have the choice not to. It's like, I don't know. Again, do you even want to live forever? Like, it's like Groundhog Day in a way. Like, doesn't life get kind of boring or meaningless if it's forever type of thing? Yeah, I don't know. Curious what everyone else thinks. And then finally, going back to the AGI topic, I just feel like the top 0.001% of humans will be the ones to quote unquote solve death and then use that rule, or use that to rule over everyone else for the entire future of humanity. Assuming this isn't already happening. I mean, we already have generational wealth doing that now, but soon they won't even have to deal with inheritance. I mean, I want to hope this technology eventually reaches everyone, but I really don't think it will. Yeah, thanks for watching.